Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. And today I'm just going to take you guys along with me as I build a mayor's house. Okay, and now this is all about building, like the ultimate crib. A place where, you can bring back all your collectibles and, basically just build a really cool home for yourself in Fallout 4. And, I'm pretty happy with this build. I managed to put on some pretty cool roofside decks and some heavy artillery on the top, some cannons all around, windows, and a whole heap more. So let's just go ahead and let's go get started. So first thing you want to do is just go and build yourself a deck, 4 by 10. And even though I know we're not really going to use the full 10, we can just follow the guide for now and we'll snip off a few later on. Okay, so for the center bit here, I'm going to build a deck, so we'll just put a couple of walls in, just for now. And we want to stick 2 more on the right side and the left side, leaving 1 gap in the middle. And hang on, yeah, see, I don't really like those ones. We might actually just change those and we'll go with these ones. Yeah, just because, I think they look a little better. I think, they all look a bit ghetto anyway, but, we may as well just put something that'll go in and match the walls that I'm going to put in a bit later on. So let's just go ahead and put these windows in. And this is a cool kind of new little feature. I didn't even realize, quite some time ago, but they actually don't look too bad. So for our deck in the center here, we're just going to place in just a couple of little small blocks. 4 should be right. Just for later on, because we'll stick our deck in for now. And it's a pretty strange looking kind of deck, but we will fix it up later on, and it will look a lot better when it's finished. So you use these small compartments for your wall compartments on the sides. You can do it on both sides, I'll do them later though. And now we're just going to go ahead and put our walls in. So we'll go work our way around, and I'll probably just leave a little gap in the back here, just so I can get in and out if I need to. And then we'll just go ahead and put our shack upper floors in, just to cover the volume of the entire first floor. But just for now, I think we'll just run them around our outside walls. And when we get to the front, we're just gonna leave a gap, okay? Because the second floor is a little different to the first floor, so we need to leave that gap just so we can build off it after. So once yours looks like this, then going to go and put some small floors in across the whole front side of the house. Okay, now you put these in a lot neater than me, of course, and that's going to leave us a gap. Okay, so we can put some more windows in, and I'll just place these in here for now. And this might get a little tricky now, because I know what I'm doing, but you guys don't, unfortunately. So what I'm doing is I'm just placing my windows in, keeping them pretty symmetrical. We're going to take these floors out. I'm going to put some more shack upper floors in, but no, we actually have to put these around the other side, leaving a gap to put more windows in up here just near our deck. But however, we're not going to be able to with these shack roofs, so what we'll do is replace them with the ones without them. Just line them up a bit, and then now our windows should fit in just fine. And look, I apologize guys for the kind of back and forth stuff here. Unfortunately, I sort of had limited time for this build, and I pretty much had to create the whole thing from scratch. So even after editing, I couldn't really take out some of the stuff I wanted to take out without sort of building the whole thing all over again. So what we're doing here is just putting walls in up on the second floor, the same as the first floor. And these more square compartments here, we can actually put more compartments on top, so that's why we're using them. And we'll just go around and take out the unnecessary prefabs and just put bigger ones in wherever possible. And we'll just slide some roof prefabs in. And you know, it always helps to line these up and kind of get them neat and tidy. It just does look a lot better. So we'll just go and stick a couple more in here, and then we'll just go ahead and put a stairs in. And we start working on the second floor now. So this is the same thing again, just we'll put all our walls in. There will be a gap between these walls and the walls up the very front, but don't worry about them because we're going to fix them later on. So just go around and fill all the excess compartments on the front side of the house. There should be 4 in total. Just fill them up, and like I said, don't worry about these gaps, we're going to fix them up later on. Now just go around and fill all the excess floors up, leave a gap for your stairs, of course. And then we're just going to do the same thing once again, and we're going to put our roof in. So I'll speed all this kind of stuff up because putting a roof in is pretty self-explanatory, and you don't really need to watch me do it in normal time. So just go ahead and finish the roof off. And then next we're going to put a staircase in, okay, and you can put that anywhere really. It doesn't really matter where it goes because we're going to build a main stairwell eventually, which will give you access to all floors from the one main stairwell. So I'll just stick these last couple in, and then I might just put a stairwell in right here somewhere. Okay, and now we're going to put our windows in because this is going to be kind of like the penthouse, or the main bedroom, and so it's going to be a little bit narrower than the first and second floor, but that's okay because we're going to build some outside decks just outside the bedroom. So you can sort of decorate them however you want. So we just build some walls in first, and then we can just decide where the doors are going to go. And I think right here is just fine. Let's put your back wall in, and then same thing as usual. Put your compartments in on the windows, and then the shack roofs. Don't stress too much about getting these in because they're actually a real pain, and I'm actually going to take these out shortly. Well, only some of them, because we're going to be building kind of like a artillery platform on the roof, which actually looks kind of cool. So we're going to get rid of most of these shack roofs. So let's just skip ahead and start working on these decks. So we do this by just putting a couple of small floors in just at the front side of the house, and you can use whatever kind of railing you want. I use these because I use them a lot in my builds, and you just want to go and place these around the whole outside of the deck, and we're going to do this with the other side also. But first we might just do a bit of work on the stairwell now. So just put a stairwell in here, and we're going to try and center it in the middle of the house. Okay, so taking these 2 blocks out, we're going to have to make it quite large. We're going to lose a lot of room in some of our rooms on each level, but that's okay because you kind of want it to look pretty symmetrical and look good, I guess. So we'll use some more shack upper floors for the roof here because that's where our platform is going to go also. Let's have a look. Just put a few railings in around the outside, just kind of gives it a better finish. And so we'll go ahead and do the other side, and we're going to finish the opposite side as we're going. So same thing again, some small blocks, and then just put some railing around the outside. These are actually quite large decks, so you can do a lot with them. Stick these last few in, and then so starting to get there now. We're going to start finishing off these stairwells finally. So now you just want to put walls in, and you can choose whatever walls you like really. doesn't really matter. This is just a guide, so you can always change what you want wherever you want. Me, I just put a wall in, some stairs, and just try and fill every little gap and hole that you can, just so it just looks a little better. And you'll find that you'll have this problem with the stairs all the time. You'll have to take them out, put them back in, so it doesn't really cost you anything once you've already put them in there, so I guess that's one good thing, I guess. So just keep building these up, and I mean each floor is very similar in one sense. It's just always opposite or backwards, so put some more stairs in, and this will bring you to the 3rd floor, and we're going to have one more stairway going up through the next floor, which is going to be much like the 1st floor, but I chose not to put walls in because just the sheer fact that this is kind of like a main bedroom, and I guess you don't want to clutter the place up too much. And now we can go ahead and just finish it off with some railings of your choice once again. It just keeps a little bit sort of tighter and smaller, you know what I mean? And now we're going to just do a bit more on our deck, so we can actually take these out and move our floor and roof pieces back a bit, because they will actually slide underneath. Very snug. Now this was what I talked about earlier on in the guide. Okay, now I thought to myself this was actually pretty big and pretty wide, and some settlements sort of only give you a certain amount of space, so we're trying to reduce the size here. And what we're going to do is take out this entire side, and what we're going to do is there's a corner piece here. Now you can't cover these things, so you want to find a corner piece that is already covered. And if you have a look here, this one here is just fine, kind of matches the windows. Go ahead and take these floors out, and then we can just start putting some walls in again, kind of like we did at the front. Now I'll just place all the walls in for now, and then what we'll do is place some windows in after. So repeat the same process on the other side. So I'm going to take this whole section out, and once we took all these out, obviously we're going to do the same thing again. So using the same parts we used on the other side, we'll place some walls in. Oops, and now we can kind of find out where we're going to situate our windows. Okay, so right there looks fine, and then we'll just go ahead and fill all the excess compartment sort of sections, and now that's starting to look pretty good. So we made it a little bit smaller, but it's still quite big, and what I might do is just gonna swap these windows around. Okay, I think that looks, it looks a bit better. So we'll swap these around. Let's put that down there, and I'm pretty happy with that. So now we can just go around, fill all our walls back in. Because we had to take them out just earlier. I'm going to just do this on both sides. And finally just fill in these little compartments again with these little odd shaped walls. Now I'm going to fly my Institute flag just because I supported the Institute this playthrough. Add a few little decorations if you want, so you can sort of get a picture on what you want in the end. And now at in the entrance, I'm going to create a little entrance area. So I'm just going to put some walls in, just kind of close it off a little bit. You could do a lot with this area. You place your floors back in, create yourself a nice, neat little tidy entrance area. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to finally fix these holes that have been annoying us from the very beginning. Now what I like to do is just put little sort of turret platforms in here, and you can do this by just putting some railings around the sides, and then I use the little staircases to kind of add a bit of height to the platform, so when you put your turret on there, it's not being blocked by the railings around it. So just go ahead and do this on both sides. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. And then now finally we're going to do our platform for the heavy artillery. So do this by just taking a few roof pieces out here, and we'll just stick a staircase, sorry. First, yeah, just put some more flooring in first, and run your stairs up. Okay. Now we can start building this as an actual platform. So we'll get rid of these shack roofs and put some floors in and some extra rails. Now I thought this was a pretty cool idea because, you know, you want your crib to be locked down and pretty secure, right? So I figure, you know, you could have one circular sort of assigned to this, and maybe, you know, build a couple of guard posts, you know, around the structure or inside the structure, just ensuring that you've got a few men sort of guarding the building. So I'm going to face this towards the front, as close as I can to the front, and just go ahead and stick some railing in. Probably not these though, because they're actually a real pain. These ones will do fine. And there we go. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, now for the second floor, now you don't really have to do this. I only do this because I like things, you know, as neat and tidy as possible. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick some walls in here. Just to kind of cover the ugliness of the compartment walls at the front. Then just stick your floors back in, and with this section here, depending on how you place your turret platforms, you may just have to place them manually. They won't actually snap together, so just go as close as you can, make it look as good as you can, and now you just have separate rooms. So finally we'll just chuck some railings around the main entrance just here, just to create the effect as if it's sort of just one compartment rather than two. And then just place a couple more turrets around. You can place these wherever you want, I guess. It might not necessarily be necessary, but you know, I like to have a few extra turrets laying around. So there you go, guys, and it should be the end result. You can kind of just decorate it how you want, furnish it how you want, and just pretty much do what you want with it. I just figured, you know, to show you guys how to build something with windows. Not too big, not too small. Hope you guys like it, and you know, if you did, please just hit that like button for me. Thanks for watching, guys, and like always, I'll see you next time.